Q105, 21 minutes past 7 o'clock. Your Q Zoo in the morning. Now, where can we go, Mr. Ford, to see and hear those Nixon tapes?
They shot right in the middle, I guess.
Uh-huh. Thank you very much, sir. Q Zoo in the morning, and we got a special guest coming in about 10, 15 minutes or so. I don't know. I shouldn't tell you who he is right now. We'll just hang around. Here's Olivia Newton-John, and let's get physical. Q105, let's get physical. Mine doesn't Olivia look so nice and so much more improved since she's been working out.
They're kind of big.
Yeah, 25 minutes past 7 o'clock, 7:25, your Q Morning Zoo. You wanted to know what, ma'am?
Have you seen the Bates height report with Bob Height?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't want to start anything, but have you looked at his belt buckle?
Have I looked at Bob's belt buckle?
Yeah.
I really don't look down that low in the screen, ma'am.
Well, could you find out what it says for me?
Little
it
Bob.
looks like a four-letter word. I'm sure it's not. But I was wondering if you could maybe find out what his belt buckle says.
I already know what his belt buckle says.
Oh, you do know?
Yes, ma'am. Do you know what it says?
No.
We'll make that our trivia question this morning.
Okay.
Okay?
Great, thanks.
Bye-bye. Little trivia question for you there. What we're going to give these people? A Camelot certificate, maybe a 14-karat gold floating heart, and register them to win a diamond pendant from the Pearl Hut, maybe, huh?
Wow.
That sound okay?
You
All
spare
right.
no expense.
Hey, it's all for you from the Q Zoo.
This is a big-time operation.
Wow. Q105 at 7:30, 30 minutes past the hour. Cleveland Morning Man and the other one here at the Q Morning Zoo.
Beautiful day today.
Yeah, we are TV stars now.
I got to ask you one question. What did we do to deserve two engineers this morning?
I don't know, they're in here just making sure we sound awful doggone good on the radio.
we need several more then.
That's right.
For those of you who don't know, usually we operate with one engineer across the glass, and we just tap and he press all the the music up. But today we have two. Two for the price of one DJ.
Mm-hmm.
We're making, as most of you know, you can hear every tape recording we play while the music's playing here. That's because we're in stereo and you get to hear two things at once.
Well, operating out of our house, it's really difficult sometimes.
We had a call from somebody with the initials FCC. They said, fix it quick, and they're both in here this morning, so we're having a good time. What was that trivia question you had?
That was, what is on Bob Height's belt buckle? It's a four-letter word.
Is that the Bob Hatton belt buckle he wears?
No, that's not Bob Hatton. What is Bob Height's belt buckle?
It's sail.
Sail, S-A-I-L.
For sale?
Sail as in sail the boat.
Oh.
He alternates them. One says sail, one says little Bob.
What?
That's a private joke, so
Oh,
never
yeah.
mind.
Okay, that ain't sailor.
You got to
Well,
read
what's
the
your
book.
name?
T.D. Hawkins.
C.D. Hawkins?
Correct.
Okay. Do you own that C.D. pizza?
No.
You own that Paula pizza? Pizza Paula?
Okay, C.D., where are you calling from?
No, that's T.D. as in Tommy Dorsey.
Oh,
Touchdown.
No, yeah, touchdown, whatever.
okay.
How
Or
old
in
you are.
Tubehead. All right, there you go. What's his name again? T.D. Hawkins?
T.D. Hawkins. Anyway, no, the Bob Hatton belt buckle says sold, and Height says sail.
You know what we ought to do, seriously? Well, he's a friend of ours. We make fun of him. We tease him a lot. But I think that's kind of, that's not a good belt. But we're going to rename his belt buckle.
You think so?
Yeah, let's just take some calls and see if you've got any ideas.
Okay.
What should Bob Height wear on his belt buckle?
New belt buckle for Bob Height.
He has a little monogram belt buckle, and it was on television. If you watch it close, Suzanne hasn't seen it yet.
Mm-hmm.
But if you'd like to read it.
Well, she's got monogrammed underwear. She's going to wear it in her head. Probably, she said either tonight or tomorrow night for Valentine's Day.
It says here, a group of Miami high school cheerleaders demonstrated at school yesterday. They're afraid school officials are going to ban their best stunt, the towering pyramid, the one where the kids always get hurt. Officials say that the number of incidents across the nation, one serious injury at Mississippi State University. Officials say they haven't actually banned the pyramids yet, but they've asked schools not to do them until they consider the safety aspects. So you don't get to see them standing on top of each other's heads.
They've done it quite a few times on That's Incredible.
The pyramids? Here's the pyramid head down.
I was a
There she
cheerleader
is.
once.
Were
They're
you?
a lot more athletic these days than we were. We had teased hair and sprayed and
What's new? A man convicted of abandoning 4 6-week-old puppies at a garage dump in sub-freezing temperatures in Berlin, New Hampshire. He's getting a taste of his own medicine. The judge ordered the man to spend 2 nights at the dump with the frozen garbage, and he has to carry out his sentence before spring, March 31st. He says he can bundle up in a warm coat, hat, and boots, but the puppies couldn't. One of the puppies died. The judge hopes the man will be rather lonely and cold.
Let's hear it for that judge.
Fine
Nice
with
to
me.
know there's one of those human beings in the world.
Not enough of those guys around.
Nope.
Youngsters in suburban Massachusetts and Marlborough, Massachusetts, won't be squandering their lunch money battling electronic starships, at least during school hours, is now illegal. Prompted by parents' complaints, the popular video games were luring their offspring away from school. An ordinance was adopted Monday night, barring the use of any video games by anyone under 18 during class hours. It also bans placement of video games within 1,500 feet of public schools. There you go.
Well, kind of distracting on your education, I guess.
I don't have Pac-Man fever every day. Breaking up is hard to do, and no one knows that better than freelance writer Tracy Cabot and her boyfriend, Zev Wander is his name. Together, they two wrote a book 3 years ago called Letting Go, a sort of how-to book about breaking up. And then they broke up. And, well, it turns out they could use a few lessons themselves. First, he sued her, claiming she ridiculed him in public. She hit back with a $6 million lawsuit for plagiarism, conspiracy, libel, and slander. Then he responded by offering $3,500 if she would agree never to talk or write about him again. She turned him down. Now they both get a chance to go to court. That's great. It's like Mason writing a book about speech, right? 7-Up, a perennial also ran in the soft drink business, is about to tackle the big guys with its own cola. You like that? 7-Up's going to do a cola. The new drink will be test marketed in Dayton, Ohio, San Diego, and Madison, Wisconsin. It'll be called Like.
How about calling it Largo 8?
No, Like. Largo 8.
And they have a squirrel on the can.
No.
Unlike Coke and Pepsi, it'll have no sugar, no caffeine. 7-Up currently ranks 4th in the soft drink market, but lost an estimated $1.7 million last year. Great business to get into.
Have a squirrel in the can.
Here's the Suncoast and Bay Area weather from Alan Archer. Partly cloudy with a chance of showers today, all day long. Chance of rain increasing tonight. High today 74, low tonight 58. Right now it's 68 degrees in St. Petersburg and Clearwater, and 66 in Tampa. Good morning from Q105.
The Q-Zoo in the morning.
Hi to all you out there in Radio Land. This is Elmer Smudpucker, and you're listening to the Q-Zoo in the morning.
On Q105.
Sentimental Valentine's ditties there. Harden My Heart, 741 at the Q Morning Zoo, 66 Tampa, 68 in St. Petersburg and Clearwater. And hello.
Q105.
Yes, is this Bob Height?
This is Bob.
Hey, Bob, I got an idea for your belt buckle.
Oh, what is it?
Sell advertising space on it.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, just put Q105,
Right. It has to be kind of big, wouldn't it?
Kind of big.
Yeah,
See Rock City.
There's a good one. Put a
We're
little
doing it.
birdhouse in it, too.
Bob has got a belt buckle that he wears on television, has SAIL, S-A-I-L on it, and we're having a little kind of a contest here to see if we couldn't rename his belt buckle, get a decent something on there that means something.
Yeah. Well, if you got an idea, give us a call here. All of our studio lines are open this morning at your Q Morning Zoo.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen up very closely now. The Salvation Army is going to have an auction this morning of Howard Shapiro suits from last year.
Howard Shapiro suits?
All these suits will be on auction, first come, first serve basis this morning.
That's at the Salvation Army.
Last year, the man who bid the highest and got all the Howard Shapiro suits found a bus token and a $500,000 discount coupon in the pocket.
What a lucky man. Howard Shapiro suit auction.
You can get lucky, too. Attend the Howard Shapiro suit auction today at the Salvation Army.
Salvation Army.
TGIF. Yep, thank goodness it's February.
Top 5, Franca Valley is 748 Cleveland, your morning man, and the other one here at the Q Morning Zoo. We're trying to take some guesses and some suggestions on what Bob Height should change the name of his belt buckle to. He's got a flashy belt buckle that says SAIL on it, and we're trying to get something classy for the guy.
He's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, kind of dress up his act, though, you know, and his wardrobe is all right. He's doing a little bit better than Howard Shapiro these days. Hello, sir.
105. I was just wondering, are there any undercover agents involved?
No, underwear agents, sir.
No underwear agents?
Yes, sir, underwear agents.
Oh.
You can identify them by their belt buckle. 105.
Why couldn't we mount a hair tonic dispenser on Bob Height's belt buckle?
He's already got one on his head.
I know, but wouldn't it be a good idea to have another one right down there handy?
Yeah, put a little Brill cream in there.
There you go.
All right.
Now we're talking.
Good idea.
And we could call it, Ida Hair.
Thank you, Howard. Appreciate it. Howard Shapiro there, ladies and gentlemen, 749.
Had a couple of calls early this morning between 6 and 7 about the Buffalo area, New York, of which we have spoken of often.
Mm-hmm.
But someone said, yes, there is a Kenmore, New York, and we would appreciate it if you guys did not poke fun at it because it's a pretty groovy place to live.
No, we were not poking fun at Kenmore, New York. We were poking fun at Kenbrew, New York.
Kenbrew, New York.
Mm-hmm. It's a little, it's a volcanic area up there, I think.
Johnny Crane drops her kids off so they can play in his face.
That's right. 10 minutes away from 8 o'clock. List. And on your birthday list this morning is Peter J. Montesino and Donna Buchanan, their second anniversary from the Q Morning Zoo. That is your birthday list. Send them all in to us, 5510 Gray Street, Tampa, 33609. We'll get them on the radio. Q is in the morning everywhere with George Benson. Jump up and down. Q105 at 7:56 here, your Q Morning Zoo.
Listen to that album last night. That's a double album. It's the greatest hits of George Benson.
Mm-hmm.
Real, a lot of his stuff was not appreciated because he didn't what we call go commercial.
That's right. He was known as a guitarist primarily before he started singing. People didn't even know he could sing.
Well, look at Brooks.
Yeah.
She was known as a newscaster most of her career.
People still don't know she can sing. Hello.
Yeah, hi. I've got an idea for Bob Hyde's belt buckle.
Yeah, what would that idea be?
Well, why don't you put a miniature teletype on it?
A miniature teletype?
Miniature teletype.
In case there's any late-breaking stories, all he has to do is look down in his belt buckle.
Well, right now, when there's a late-breaking story, all he does is unzip his fly.
Not in my body.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Chicago's Cardinal Cody is going to resign. There's talk of another football league forming, and Alan Archer says it will most likely rain today and tonight around the Tampa Bay area. Good morning. This is Pat Brooks. This is the Wednesday, February 10th edition of your Q News magazine. And on page 1, Chicago Cardinal John Cody, who is under federal investigation of charges he diverted $1 million in church funds to a woman friend, has decided to on his 75th birthday. That's
reporting from News 1. I'm Roger Schulman.
Another pro football team for Tampa? Maybe.
And say?
Hello, Fidelity. Tell me more about Fidelity U.S. government reserves.
Good morning. I'm Ted Webb, Q105 Sports. There's talk of another pro football league coming, and the talk is that Tampa Bay is in the picture to get one of the new franchises. Well, the principal owner of one of the new franchises, a man with, quite a reputation in sports, Mr. John Bassett, was in town recently, and he was checking out contacts to see what the climate would be for such a venture. Bassett, if you remember, is the former owner of the Toronto Argonauts of the Canadian Football League and Memphis of the NFL. Some say that Neil Colsey's play this year in the defensive secondary of Tim.
WRBQ, Tampa, St. Petersburg, the Superstation.